COVID-19 infections in Ohio steadily rising since the state expanded testing about a month ago. Officials reported more than 1,200 new cases yesterday. That's well above the daily average. 6 more Ohioans died, 73 more hospitalized. Both of those indicators are below the daily averages. New today, Union County still considered a level 2 on the state's county-by-county public emergency alert map. But the county health department now tracking the largest number of cases reported in a 48-hour period there. Over the weekend, the health department reports 22 new illnesses. There have been a total of 112 cases in Union County over the last 4 months. 45% of the cases have an unknown source of exposure, 31% close contacts with an infected person, and 12% travel to an area with widespread virus activity. City of Athens has now passed a public mask ordinance applying to businesses and city government offices. Masks also required on public transportation and at any outdoor space, wearing social distancing and where that social distancing can't be maintained. So violators will be subject to $100 fines. As Ohio coronavirus's numbers rise, education officials trying to balance the risk and reward of students heading back to school soon. As NBC4's Danielle Grossman reports, politicians and educators just can't seem to agree on the best path forward.
In just a few weeks, our students are going to be heading back to school, and the debate on how to get them back to school safely continues, whether or not it's going to be online, a blended version of the two as well. Now, the Ohio Education Association and the Ohio Federation of Teachers participated in a roundtable yesterday, both groups expressing concerns from parents and teachers on how they can safely return to school this fall. They say local health departments and science need to play a bigger part in how education happens during this pandemic. A couple of weeks ago, Governor DeWine released the state's plan for schools to reopen. And although he said there are benefits to them being back in the classroom, he's leaving many of the decisions up at the local level. Over in Washington, the U.S. Secretary of Education and President Donald Trump made it very clear they believe students should head back to school, even threatening schools with cutting federal funding if they don't fully open.
I am deeply concerned that, to be blunt, teachers, students, and their families may die from exposure in schools. Now, all of us want to reopen schools, but we do not want to take unnecessary risks. We are going to base our decisions on science, medical doctors, and our local health departments.
Now, the Ohio Controlling Board did approve a $100 million request from Governor Mike DeWine. That will come from the CARES Act and go towards our K-12 schools. That will help during the reopening process in the fall. Local for you this morning, Danielle Grossman, NBC4.
Danielle, thanks. More school districts here in Central Ohio announcing their reopening plans for the upcoming year. Olentangy Local School District officials are planning for in-person classes 5 days a week. This will only happen if Delaware County remains under a level 1 or 2 public emergency. Now, if the county moves to a level 3, the district says that it will switch to a hybrid attendance model, both virtual and in person. And at a level 4, it will be all virtual. District officials now stressing that there is an option for families who wish to use distance learning throughout. Pickerington local schools have also released an opening plan for the form of a color-coded model. The details are on the online right now. You can go to NBC4i.com. You can also go to the NBC4 News app, and you can find it under the top stories section.